Okay, how's it guys? Today I'm just gonna do a video about PS3 super slim Bluetooth module replacement. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna replace the Bluetooth module or the regulator that's feeding the Bluetooth module. There's one of two things that can go faulty with this one. Um, that's either the Bluetooth module itself can go faulty, or the the regulator feeding the Bluetooth module can also go faulty. So I just wanna show you. I have a controller here. It's wired in. So the client had an issue with the F1 F9 issue. When I switched it on, it was still installing, and then this update went through. That's something abnormal. Nevertheless, it's the least of the worries at the moment. So if I unplug it, it's supposed to sync, but it just won't sync to the console. It will just flash and die. And then plug it back in, and then you can have your. It's gonna take a while to sync because it's looking for the Bluetooth module, but it doesn't connect. So let's just go to. There's another way I can show you. That's a Bluetooth model have an issue. If I just go by network settings, internet connected, and then to go custom and go wireless and go scan, it will just scan forever and forever and forever. So it won't find my Wi-Fi right next to me. It won't find it. It will just say scanning. Also, I'm gonna show you what the client ran into. Um, Make it nice and big. Look at this. Ah, okay, so it's scanning. Okay, no access point detected. It's fine. It's normal. So when he bought the console, because he's a buy and seller, he bought the console, and then this is what he found this error message, and then immediately he contacted me, and so I have a look at it. So F1 F9, that's the error message he found. And also there you can see, take this out of the way, there you can see also the Wi-Fi didn't pick up. You can see a full screen, the Wi-Fi didn't pick up, so which means that chip, or it's one of two things: the chip is faulty, Bluetooth chip is faulty, or the the wire the regulator feeding the Bluetooth chip is faulty, which is a 1.8 regulator. Okay, yeah, let me start opening your console and start doing the work. I'll pause it here and I'll continue once the motherboard is out. Okay, I'm back now. My microphone, battery of my microphone died, but it's fine. I charged it a bit, so I just can continue. So there's a B2 module, and the either the BT module it's faulty, or I have to make it quick. So either the BT module is faulty, or the tiny little regulator is faulty. One of the two. So I'll do the checks now. I just want to talk about it. Yeah, let me get the multimeter out, and I have a look on when the battery will die or not. Get the power supply, power cable. Power to it. Power on it. Multimeter. First things first, let's see what kind of voltage I'm getting here. So you can see the multimeter, it's good. See on the multimeter it's 1.72 and 0 on the other side. Okay, there's 1.72 on both sides. So that's ground, One point on the ground, 1 point on a. So I'll see if I can move it in this camera. Where is it now? You can see what I'm doing now. Did I lose it now? Okay guys, I'm back. I came to the conclusion now. So the regulator that's on there, it's a faulty regulator, so it's intermittent. So what I got was what the client. Okay, the client got the F1 F9 error. What I got is I switched it on. It went the the update just passed. So there's two things to this, but however, um, there you can see if I test now onto the coil, it's 5 volt. Yeah, 5 volt is fine. But test now, there's 0 volts there, and just early on I had 1.7, which is a fully working regulator, and I checked the shortages onto the board, onto the PT chip. There's no shortage. I'll double check it again. Yeah, let's go there. Got put up 1 point onto ground. 1 point there. There's no short there. That was short. A short means that's a dead short. So it means a point is shorting to ground, which is that. So it's either it's working or not. However, this one it's fully working. So I need to replace the regulator. I'm gonna put my mic on charge, so I'll take the mic when I need to speak again. But I'll keep the recording on. See now. Other guys, I'm back. Okay, so it took a while for me to actually find my regulators. So let's a regulator here. Um, so yeah, that's I'm replacing basically the regulator on this console. I'll show you the pinout which I have. There we can see the pinout on screen for you. So that's a pinout. It's not the regulator. It's on there. A tiny regulator sits there, which and it's a nightmare because you can take it from another motherboard, but the success rate I get from taking from a motherboard which a regulator is working and putting on there is like really low. It's like a 20% success rate because you get it working on one board, and then on one board you find it's working. When you take it over, it's not working anymore. It just sends the 5 volts straight to the BT, and it's obviously gonna kill the BT. So I prefer external regulator, like a bigger one like this. The size doesn't really matter, but it just can handle more heat. That's the end of it, and I think it will last longer. Yeah, I don't get any returns on regulators I put on from generic regulators. So what we need is a 1.8 regulator. So that's what I'm gonna install now. So just gonna, you can see there. So I'm gonna sketch a ground pin. Sketch a bit open there. Not too big, yeah, just so I can actually solder the, yeah, something like that. So some flux there. Okay, add some solder to this pin. I'm soldering to, slide it in, heat it up, slide it in, and that's properly soldered in. Yeah. So now I need to inject voltage, which is 5 volts. So our regulator takes 5 volts. It regulates from 1 volt to a different voltage for you, up or down, doesn't really matter. You get different regulators. Commonly you get 5 volts, so it's 5 in, and then 3.3, 2 volt. You get different ones, you get adjustables as well. Oh, come on, what's happening here now? Okay, there we go. So what I'll basically do, I'll go from, if you can still see, yeah, I can still see on screen. I go from that point there onto that point next to it. That's an in, so it's ground and 5 volt in. And then the 2 points there, oh sorry, that 2 points there, it's an output. That output goes to there and it will power the BT chip. Yeah, let's do it. Sorry guys if I'm gonna turn the board around, I know it, and I'll put it back onto camera. Just do the work first. Pass it, flux. Get the wire route sorted. Just gonna apply some solder to it, to that point. Yeah, that's good enough. That's perfectly fine. And then I'm gonna go onto the 5 volt. That's 5 volt is in now. Get it out the way. There you can see the regulator is in 5 volt. So I'm getting 5 volt in there, ground and 5. So now time for testing. I'll go in here. Check something weird happened there. Let's check. Switch on the multimeter will work. Check again. That's a 5 volt. Unless that pinout is wrong, we'll just double check on the phone because I took a photo. Oh, okay, so I think I actually destroyed it. I mounted the wrong way around, which we all human, we make mistakes, but that's fine. I'll swing it around and see the damage I made. So that's why it's always recommended to, if you do regulators like that, external stuff, mount it first, check the voltages, and then inject it into your, wherever you need to inject it, like a Bluetooth module, entire console, doesn't matter where you're taking it to. That's one you can do for a 360 console to get standby voltages onto the console. So like I said, it doesn't really matter where you're taking it to. Let me see the damages I made, if I actually destroyed it or not. I have another 2 left. If I destroy this, like a 10 rand or something I wasted, but it's fine. Okay, let's put voltages in, see if it burns. Doesn't look like it's burning. Okay, get 1 point to the ground, 1 to the output. Let's see. So yeah, so anyway, that's also one reason why it didn't burn. this regulator, as you see on the drawing, there's two sides of it. So there's one ground, one voltage input, one ground, one voltage input. Actually, then there's a 8-volt output. Let me see if I can do talk about this now. Let me see if I can do a screen grab. Where's screen grab now? Display capture. Okay. Cool. Let's just speak about the regulator quickly. Okay, there we go. So let's find the regulator on the PC. PS3. Strange, where did I put it? Bluetooth. Where did I put the image? Maybe it's still online. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's still online. So there you can see there's a ground input which I scratch open and I just mounted the board, so it's an anchor point to the motherboard. It's a voltage in, so that's your 5-volt in. So this section, so what I actually there's two regulators built into one component. So there's a ground and there's a voltage in. So there you can see this section is like one regulator and it's an output there which have 2 pins. You can use any of the two, you can use both, you can use any of the two, doesn't really matter. They're common. So then I went and put 5-volt here and ground there, and I just started making smoke. Anyway, so this, I'm sure this 3.3 side of the regulator, it's gone, it's no longer existing. So yeah, I blowed up this side of the regulator off. So it's a multi-purpose, so there's two regulators built into one component. So you see, that's why this ground and that ground is not common, this voltage in and that voltage in is not common. Anyway, let me not waste any further time with this, but just why I say, okay, that's why it's still working. Better back here, OBS, and bam. Okay, back here. So yeah, we tested it. Let's do another test. So it's getting 5. So it's getting 5 in. Let's swap it around. Don't get the minus on that. Getting 5 in. 1.8 out. 1.75 is perfectly fine. 1.75 is out, fine. And this 1.8 needs to jump till there. So for me to do it, I'll put the wire from there to there, and then inject voltage on it and switch on the console. Yeah, let me do it. So I'm just gonna unplug the voltages. So I don't want to solder with voltage and making another bomb. So luckily I didn't connect it to the BT chip, so that's something else that could have also blown. Tweezer. Tweezer. Okay, some flux. Prepare the point. That's properly soldered in. That's in now, so we can inject 5 volt again from the power supply, and then 1 point to the ground, other point to the output. It's fine, it's getting all the way to the other side of a coil. It's fine, it's normal. So that's working perfectly fine. Now it's time to assemble and test. One more thing you can also do. It's not really necessary, but it's a bit exposed, so I'll just put a piece of insulation on top of this, make it smaller. Piece of insulation over this. It's not really necessary, but just for safety's sake, yeah, cover it up like that, and put this all together and test it. In the case, I can remove some cameras here in the meanwhile. Yeah, like that. Super Slim is a bit annoying because you have to almost close it up almost fully. It's because the GPU also needs a clamp, and that clamp is sitting on the case side of things. So you need to insert it into the case itself. Okay. Still early. It's now 6:44 p.m. I usually work late, like 10, 11 o'clock, but it's still early. It's a large job for the day. I also need to do a hen check to see if it can all support. Apparently hen is down, but there's another alternative route. I'm trying to get an offline route, so we don't have to, with PSN, go down like back in the days with the 4.82. There was up to 4.84. There was offline files they gave us, but nowadays they're keeping that files to themselves. So I'm hoping for the best. But there's a guy called, I don't know what's his name, but Wolfhack. He's also doing lots of PS4 stuff. So he have a PS3 site as well, which I tested on the console, and when the other guy tested, he said it's down again. A P3 file is down. It's like a file we need for the hint to enable so you can run custom homebrew applications like multi-man, webman, and other things. So yeah, getting all the plugs in. Get my power supply back in. Okay, this needs to go out. Can unplug it for now. Oh. This one in first. That's so annoying. It's annoying just for testing. You have to actually put it in the case, because it doesn't even give you enough time just to do the normal test, see if a B2 is working, see if it's properly booting up. It just start overheating and constant die, so you have to put it in this case. So there's an extra screw we have to put in so we can cool down the GPU as well at the same time. That's in. Now there's no power now at the moment. That's in. I wonder what happened now. This should really be an easy fix. I don't know why I don't have power now. No, it's sometimes to do with this power ribbon plug itself. But one thing I hope is the Bluetooth doesn't have an issue now. But that's also a Bluetooth. If it's a short on a Bluetooth chip itself, or regulator or anything there, which then you also won't have power. Let's unplug it. There we go. Okay, so I'll just reset just reset the 5 volt and back I have power. So switch it on. Fan is spinning up. So this is a 12 gig console. You don't need a hard drive for this kind of this console. Okay, let me see with what I have here. Not this one. Okay, so I just have to make this smaller. Put this one on top. Sorry, I'll be with you guys. No. Okay, it took me a while to pull this preset quickly. Okay, so there, console started up. If it does that, it means the battery is also flat. So you see 2012, which we need to have to set time. Okay, it's working instantly. So my remote, when I press it, it's just working instantly. I can unplug it. there it says sync. You see it's working remotely now, or not remotely, wirelessly, sorry. So it's just a BT regulator. I had some fun times, some almost exploded regulator. It's fine, we all make mistakes. It's not fine, but we all do make mistakes. And that's working. I'm just gonna go to the internet, network, and see if Wi-Fi is working. But I can see already see it's working. It's fully working. So I'm gonna go here. It's custom wireless auto detect. Oh, then I have to click on wireless. Okay, I can do that as well. Make it full screen. It's really no need. So yeah, let's go wireless scan. So there you can see it's gonna scan now, and bam, yeah, we have some Wi-Fi signal. And yeah, so yeah, that's a fully working console. It's working wirelessly, and it does pick up Wi-Fi signal. So I just put my face there, so because I didn't put myself there, but yeah, that's the work I do. I do do reballing. I do replace the PT chip itself. This is a quite kind of easier one. Out of usually the PT chip goes in, the regulator go. Yeah, usually they both go, and that also causes the console not to switch on itself. So you get the red standby light, and that red standby light just won't be there. It's also another cause of a console not that light not being there. So it just remove that coil. You will see there's a coil I soldered to. Just remove that coil and you will be able to switch it on, obviously without the wireless chip. So you won't have wireless the wireless controller working but no cable, as you can see there. Or so that's one way of doing it. That's a cheating way. It's obviously not the right way of doing it. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have to replace the Bluetooth chip itself, which is a chip like this. Um, chip like this. Some yeah, Bluetooth chip itself. All the super slims they do go together. Um, it's just you're gonna have to eventually swap the BIOS on it. There's like a tiny little chip which you call a BIOS. So you get the 1.1 or 1.0, 1.1. So as long as you keep the BIOS with the console, it will work. If you're just gonna take and put the chip on there, not knowing the BIOS setting or the BIOS for that module, obviously it's the 1.1, and you use a 1.1 BT chip, which is fine. If you use a if you use a 1.0 and you put a 1.0 BT chip on it, it's also fine. Once you cross the two chips, like and put a 1.0 and a 1.1 chip on it, the BIOS needs to follow. I do have the two files for 1.1 and 1.0, so I can write to the console, not to the console, to that BIOS chip. I have a BIOS reader, remove it, put it on the BIOS reader, plug it in USB, and write to it. So that's one way of me doing it. If I get a console without the BT chip on it, or somehow I got confused, now I need to play, okay, play a guessing game, like okay, is it a 1.1 or is it a 1.0 chip? So I simply just writing and do it, testing it, okay, it's working, or it's not working, let's try the other file. So I do have that file, so I just first I literally just dump it on there. So it's a normal dumper I use, which I can dump BIOS and write it back. So there's some PS4 repairs you do with that BIOS flash. There's programs that see there's corrupted files. So that's why. That's basically just a BIOS reader and writer. It's multiple chips. It does work for PCs and laptops as well. So yeah, that's what it is. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Bye.